Hey, what's up guys, it's TechSummer talking to you here, and in today's video I want to do a reality check on the iPhone 15 leaks. Yes, today's video is going to be a reality check. I will analyze all of the leaks that have currently come out, and based on my opinion, I will decide which leaks are true, which leaks I think are not true, and which leaks are definitely not true. So yes, I want to be sort of a judge on these leakers, because I do think with the most recent report from Min-Chi Kuo talking about the fact that the solid state buttons are not happening, that revealed us that was something happening in the tech community for a while. The leak season is getting too out of hand. Everyone is a leaker all of a sudden. Everyone has an opinion, everyone is talking about the leaks as they were true, as they were confirmed, and they are not. They are just speculation. So I think this is out of hand and we need to do a reality check. We need to go back, analyze all of the leaks that everyone told us, and think by our own heads, this is true, this is not true, which ones are real, which ones are false. Because there's a lot of crap out there, there are a lot of good things out there, but I do know, there are certain things that may be true, maybe not true, even Apple doesn't know right now. So if you are interested in today's video, today's iPhone 15 leaks reality check, don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's get started. So, the iPhone 15. This phone is going to come out September, the second week of September, on a Tuesday. This is not a leak, this is almost for certain. Every single iPhone has came out on this day, announced, came out, whatever you want to call it, and I'm certain of this. I think this year, if there are no delays on the mass production or no delays in production in general, like other years had, you know what I'm talking about, I think we are getting it on the second week of September, on a Tuesday. But I think this year is going to be different. I think this year we are going to be getting a redesign. Yes, the redesign leak about the iPhone 15, I think it's true. I think we are getting a redesign this year, and the redesign would be pretty much like the leakers are saying, a mix between the iPhone 12's design and the iPhone 10. And we can tell you this by a certain because Apple redesigns their phones in three generations. For example, they did the iPhone 6, 6S, 7, and then they launched the iPhone 10. The iPhone 10, the iPhone XS, the iPhone 11, and then they redesigned it on the iPhone 12, iPhone 12, iPhone 13, and now the iPhone 14, and now they are going to redesign on the iPhone 15. It's normal, Apple redesigns their phones in 3 years. So I do believe we are getting this redesign that the leakers are talking about. A less squared off corners on the back, the same flat edges, and about the same display with dynamic island. The only difference between the displays on the iPhone 15 and on the iPhone 14 would be the size of the bezels. According to leakers, we are getting smaller bezels, and I also do believe in those leaks. Apple have been reducing the bezels for a while now, since the iPhone 12s. They have been doing so it makes sense that Apple is reducing again the bezels on the iPhone 15. So the hardware leaks, in terms of design, they are true normally, and I do believe they're going to be happening this year. But there's one thing that I don't believe is going to be happening, and that's titanium. Titanium seems very crazy to happen this year. Apple could do so, I'm not saying it's not true, but I don't see it happening this year. I think it's a very expensive material, that it's very expensive to manufacture. Look at this tiny device, the Apple Watch Ultra. Yes, you probably cannot see it, but this tiny device, the Apple Watch Ultra, costs $800, $200 less than the iPhone 14 Pro. And it's this tiny, only has this amount of titanium. How much do you think Apple will charge for a titanium-sized device the size of the iPhone 14 Pro? And now think again for the size of the iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's crazy. Apple would charge it a lot more than they are charging right now. And just for aesthetics and a little bit more durability. No, I don't think Apple is able to charge $300 more, $400 more on the iPhones simply because they are made of titanium. I don't see it happening. I see Apple keeping up the same materials from the iPhone 14 Pro, so redesigning the phone, but keeping up the same materials, just like they did with the iPhone 12s. So they kept the stainless steel, they kept the glass, but they changed up the design. I do see that happening. And I also see Apple not adding the solid state button, just like Min-Chi Kuo said. So these two things, titanium and solid state buttons, are completely crazy. I don't see Apple adding them because it doesn't make any sense for Apple to do so. These two things are a gimmick to a phone that will increase the price of the phone so much. But this doesn't mean we are not getting the so-called action button on the iPhone 15s. Yes, Apple is going to remove the silence switcher on the iPhone. That's something that I do believe. That's something that I think Apple will do because that's something that I see Apple doing. Apple normally likes to remove things that are old because they are old. They like to innovate. They like to change things up just because innovation. And Apple, I think they are adding something different to the iPhone 15. No, they are not adding solid state buttons in my opinion, but they are adding an action button. This small button will replace the switcher ring on the iPhone and it's going to be mappable, so you will be able to put wherever you want to. Most people, and probably by default, it's going to be the camera. By just touching it, you'll be able to open the camera and touch it again. You'll be able to take a photo, pressing long, you'll be able to burst it, or you'll be able to take video, whatever. I think Apple is going to do so because it makes sense. For example, this is a good idea for you, Apple. If you want to map this button, one click to open the camera, then another click to take a photo. If you click it 2 times and you hold, it will burst. If you click it once, it will record the video. So it's pretty easy, pretty intuitive to use, and I do believe Apple is going to do so. This leak, I do believe it to be credible. While the solid state button, I do believe Min Chi Kuo is right. Although Mark Gurman is a very reliable leaker, I think Min Chi Kuo saying that the solid state button is not happening is true, and this is where we need to draw the line. For example, websites all around the internet have been talking about these solid state buttons for so long. And now, since Min Chi Kuo talked about that, saying it's not happening, then everyone turns their coats and they change their minds. And then tomorrow if someone says another thing, they will do it again. And everyone is just scraping by. I don't understand why everyone is talking about the leaks like they were just true. No, they are speculation. I always tell you guys, take these leaks with a huge grain of salt. This is not true. This is not a fact. This is just speculation. So, yeah, this could still happen. This will probably not happen. So, if you think about it, the more credible leaks are the leaks that are less crazy. For example, a new redesign with a small redesign. For example, USB-C. The European Union has forced Apple to add USB-C to the iPhone this year. So, it's most likely happening. USB-C is a credible leak. USB-C, the new redesign, the smaller bezels because it's a pattern on Apple changing up the bezels on the iPhone. And I do believe the camera bump getting bigger is also a very good indicator that Apple is improving the cameras. But again, periscope lens is something that is also far out from Apple to do so on the iPhone. I don't believe Apple wants to have the periscope lens this year. They are probably going to improve the telephoto camera and the ultra-wide camera by giving them bigger cameras that can take more light, that can take better photos and video. But I don't think Apple is going to have that crazy 100x zoom, because again, that's a gimmick. I think they want to do so someday, but someday that does not mean that the iPhone needs to increase the cost by $300. So I don't believe Apple is adding these crazy things like titanium, like periscope lens, like solid state buttons, just because they are gimmicks. Yes, they are cool, also yes, but they will increase the cost of the iPhone by twofold. It doesn't make any sense to do so. So I do believe Apple wants to keep up the prices of the iPhone the lowest as possible, or at least keep up the costs down, because Apple is rumored to increase the prices of the iPhone this year. And if that happens, that will burn in some wallets, and most likely the consumer won't be happy. Although leaks and also myself believe that if Apple increases the prices, they will do so in a manner that it won't hurt that many people. Probably they're going to remove the base model iPhone, and so everyone will be happy because almost everyone buys the 256GB model. And you will be paying the same price for that iPhone. Apple is not going to increase the price on that iPhone. But yes, they are removing the 128GB model, removing the $999 option, and starting these devices at $1099 for the iPhone 15 Pro and $1199 from the iPhone 15 Pro Max. But let me know in the comments below what you think about the price increases. Will you buy an iPhone 15 this year? So, to finish up this video, let's see which one are true and which ones I do believe are not going to be true. So, on the true side, on the things that I do believe are happening, is the redesign, it's USB-C, it's the smaller bezels, and maybe, just maybe, the increased prices on the iPhone. Then, on the other side, we have titanium, we have periscope lens, and we have the solid state buttons. So, as you can see, the crazier leaks are the ones that are probably not going to be true. And that's normal, because Apple is not that type of company to risk it all on the iPhone. They are very, very, very conservative when upgrading the iPhone. It's their bread and butter. They cannot change it night by day just because that will ruin the iPhone experience. No, they need to move this machine very slowly, steer the boat very slowly. And that's what I believe this is happening. That's why I believe these leaks most likely are not happening. Again, take all of these leaks with a huge grain of salt. Do not believe in every single thing that I said to you guys just because you heard it from me or from leakers. No, do your own research and formulate your own opinion. This is my opinion. Let me know yours on the comments down below. While you're there, do not forget to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech Smart talking to you here. Bye bye.